is up, guys? Arolf here, back again with another video finally, and today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Avengers Endgame Iron Patriot Mark II. This is Build-A-Figure Thor, so let's get into it. So taking a look around the packaging, all the usual stuff, Avengers A logo, you got nice pictures of Iron Patriot on the back, same thing, pause if you want to read that, and pause if you want to read that. And on the bottom, UPC scan if you want. It's kind of orientated differently this time, so there you go. And without further ado, let's get into it. Knife is a little rusty, but it'll do. Let's go. Doing some size comparisons, here are some of the past iterations of Iron Patriot and War Machine armors, including Rescue, and also a couple of Avengers. Now comparing the Iron Patriot next to the technically Mark VI as they labeled it, you can see very similar chest piece armor designs here, but more bulkier on the Iron Patriot. Just taking a closer look at these guys side by side, you can see the Iron Patriot is slightly taller, and looking around here on the arms or the forearms, you can see it's much more beefier with the added weapons. The hands are pretty much exactly the same, just in red plastic. Looking at the legs here, you can see it's pretty almost identical. They just added this little armor piece to the thigh right there. You can see the feet are different. They are sculpted to be a little bit more movie accurate. Looking at a bird's eye view or a top-down view of these, you can see it's much more bulkier. Same thing on the back. They added a little bit more paint detail on the Iron Patriot as opposed to the War Machine right there on the right. And you can see it's pretty much the same on the back of the legs and also peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Now taking a look just side by side right here, you can see how much taller he is. That is due to the way that his feet are sculpted. So yeah, really nice height difference. And he comes with both of the heads of Bro Thor right there. So that's what that looks like. Looks pretty cool. Now taking a look at Iron Patriot's accessories here, starting off with these like little missile pods, I'm guessing, very movie accurate. You can see they are made out of this nice metallic blue. You got that good old Hasbro marbling in the plastic as usual. You got some nice detail in the back. You can see it does not hinge whatsoever. It is one solid rubber piece, and it is made out of soft rubbery plastic as well. Same thing with this little Gatling gun, nice paint detail. We got some silver and blues right there and a little red at the tips, and you can see nice sculpt, and yeah, pretty basic. Now attaching on the Iron Patriot, you can see that's what that looks like, and this is what it looks like with him fully loaded. So yeah. Now before we take a closer look at Iron Patriot, you can see how the weapons move here. You see the Gatling guns rotate up, same thing with the missile pods. You can see there is no problem holding it up like that and rotating it downward. That's how far it goes before the pegs pops out of the hole right there. Same thing with the Gatling guns right there. Looks really cool. Since it's made out of a soft rubbery plastic, you won't have any trouble rotating the or moving the missile pods or the Gatling guns up and down. So that's pretty cool. Now taking a closer look at Iron Patriot, oh my gosh, the sculpt from the previous armor, which is the Mark VI technically, that's what they call it. I didn't really appreciate it as much, but with these new red, silver, and blue colors, I enjoyed a little bit more, and with the added bulkiness to it, which makes it more movie accurate. because in the movie Iron Patriot was like loaded with many weapons. You can see all the details here. They even painted all the way in the back right here, popping off the head. You can see some nice sculpting details on the neck post right there. And just looking around it, you still have that good old Hasbro marbling plastic. You can see the shoulder pads here are glued right there on the shoulder, and they are made out of a soft rubbery plastic, so when rotating it, it won't be hindered. Got some nice details right there. More weapons added on the forearms here, just more beefed up. Would have been nice if there was some more paint details in those forearm cannons. You can see back here some vents right there. Pretty flat on the back, but moving over to the front, you can see there are some more red and silver highlight details right there. See the red looks pretty cool. Bending the legs right here, or the knees. The knees are very stiff, so you might want to use a hairdryer to loosen those up. And looking at the calves here, pretty much the same sculpt, just added some red details. Same thing on the foot, new sculpt details and peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Now for his articulation here, the head is on a ball hinge, so it does rotate side to side. It's kind of hindered by that collar piece. Head moves up not that far, down not that much. Also has the tilty shifty head movement right there. Arms do rotate all the way around, just gotta move the weapons out of the way, no problem right there. Arms bend outward that far, almost 90 degrees, which is great, and inward not that much. He also has a bicep swivel right there, upper bicep swivel. It's kind of hindered by that little soft rubbery shoulder pad. He also has a single jointed elbow bend right there, and a rotation all the way around at that elbow right there. Now the wrists here are on swivel hinges, so they rotate all the way around. They bend up that far, down that much with the fist, and on the other hand, kind of the open hand, all the way around, up that far if you want to do a repulsor blast, and downward that much. Now the torso here is on a ball joint or a dumbbell joint, so it does bend forward that far, back that much. You got some nice range right there. Also some side to side movement, and with that ball joint, also 360-degree rotation. Legs can kick forward quite a bit, so it could sit down properly right there, which is great. And he could kick back, which is amazing for this type of figure. Also, he has a upper thigh swivel right there, kind of hindered by those weapons right there. He also has double jointed knees, which are pretty stiff at the lower joint, but bending that, you could see that's how far it bends, which is also great. Now, the disappointing part of this figure are the feet. There are some hinges at the feet and swivels and ankle pivots, but they just don't rotate that far up or that far down because of the way it's sculpted. And you get a little ankle pivot, and his legs move outward that far, which is great. And doing the ankle pivot test, he is good to go. So yeah, that is it guys. Hope you guys like it. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell, turn on notifications because there are more videos coming. Tomorrow I'm posting Captain America's review, so be on the lookout for that. Now, overall, I love this figure. This figure has great articulation, great sculpting detail, and paint job. It's painted cleanly throughout. There are some Hasbro mishaps here and there, but that is the usual stuff that we expect with Hasbro QCs. My only nitpicks are, like I said before, the feet. If the feet had more dynamic range and the heel had, I don't know, it's just sometimes this figure is hard to stand up with how the feet are sculpted. So if they had a way to create more dynamic range in the feet, then this figure would be perfect. Other than that, other nitpicks, would have been nice if he came with more accessories, more hand gestures. Also, probably a unmasked Don Cheadle head sculpt. That would have been nice. One thing that Hasbro could have done is a Iron Patriot Rocket 2-pack. That would have been cool as well, with the updated Rocket costume. So they could have done a 2-pack with that, or included him with this figure in this wave. But I guess Hasbro's waiting out for, I guess, Guardians 3, I don't know. But overall, I love this figure. Great sculpt, great articulation. This is probably going to be the sought-after figure from this wave. If you can find him, pick him up right away. So yeah, that is it, guys. Hope you guys like it. Arolf Moros. This is signing out. Peace.